A very good evening to everybody. 10 o'clock, and I'm here every day with your IELTS tips. So today our topic is going to be multiple choice questions in listening. So for the next 1 hour, we will be working on the tips on multiple choice questions, and I'll make it sure that you have a lot of things, lot of tips, lot of strategies to answer these questions, and your paper will go very well. So if you haven't followed us on social media, do follow our channel, the channel that you're actually watching right now. That's Webberz Educomplimited. Every night at 10 p.m., I'm there from Monday to Friday. My name is Nishant, and I get you tips on IELTS every day. This is a beautiful blog which you must watch. Absolutely great blog. And this is the Instagram handle for the latest what is happening in Webberz. It has got more than 100,000 followers. So be one of them, follow us, and see the latest what is going on in Webberz. So without wasting much of time, let us start our strategies for multiple choice questions. Before I start with the multiple choice questions, I would like to tell you, in case you wish to participate in this discussion in the multiple choice questions, and you want to come in the Zoom room, the link is in the description below. Click on the link and you will be inside the room. No problem. We can have a lot of discussions here. So let us start with our work. The first section of listening has got 2 speakers. The second has got 1. Third has got 2+, and fourth has got 1. There are 10, 10, 10, and 10 questions each in all the sections. The first 2 sections are very simple. Next 2 are slightly tough with academic questions. The first 2 are very generic, like house, cafe, food, hobbies, job, TV program, picnic, sports, etc. But the third section and the fourth section are based on research and a lecture. So the types of questions that you will be seeing in listening are forms, notes, tables, flowcharts, summary completion, plan, map, diagram, matching, multiple choice questions, what we'll be doing today, sentence completion, and short answer questions. The major problem with multiple choice questions, all the choices are spoken. You have to be very clear about the word called as synonyms. Now, what is the meaning of synonym? Synonym means similar meaning. Similar meaning. Now, what is the meaning of paraphrasing? Paraphrasing means in different words, which means something is spoken and the question which is written on the question paper has the same sense as what is being spoken, but the wording is different. That is called as paraphrasing. Time is too less. That is another problem in which the time is very less. Answers keep on getting changed. For example, they say something, they change the answer. Again, they say something, they change the answer. Now, my tips and strategies. First tip, don't check the answers of the previous section. Always look forward. Always look forward. Because the previous one is gone, so you don't have to look into the history. It's all gone. Highlight the keywords, which is very important. Don't write the first answer that you hear. Remember that they're always going to trick you. Don't spend too much of time on one question. There's a full possibility that you have missed that question. It's okay, let it go. We'll come back to it later on. Be careful when you hear the words like but. That's a very important word in English, but, however. This means the person who is speaking, he's going to change his statement. Like, for example, you say, it's lovely weather, but it will rain in a couple of hours. So means the things are going to change. Practice makes you perfect. Make it sure you practice a lot. Your answer will always be a letter and not a word. So do not transfer the word, transfer the letter, which is very important. Let us go to this question type, and I'm going to make you listen to something. Before I start with it, in case you want to come into my Zoom room, you are most welcome to come over. There's a link in the description. Click on the link and you will be inside the Zoom room. You can attend the class either from Zoom or you can attend the class on YouTube. Both are applicable, both are open to you. No problem at all. So let me wish everyone, whoever is here, Deep Cover, wishing you a very good evening. Baljinder Kaur, wishing you a very good evening. And we have two candidates here with us, Muskan and Navdeep Kaur, wishing you a very good evening, Muskan and Navdeep. Both of you are welcome inside the Zoom room. If anybody out of you wants to come in the Zoom room, you are most welcome to come. No problem at all. So let's start with the work. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to check my audio so that I can come to know if you're able to hear it correctly or not. Muskan, I'm just going to play something. Please let me know if you can hear it or not.
Part 2. You will hear a tour guide.
Can you hear
Part
Muskan?
2.
Yes, sir. Audible hai.
Audible hai? Okay. So
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
start with it. Muskan, do you think I should continue in Hindi or in English?
Yes, sir.
No, what should I give the lecture in, English or Hindi?
Sir, both are good.
Both are good? Okay. All right. So I'll continue in a mixed language then. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So I'm just going to play this and you're all requested to see it. But before I play this, I'm just going to teach you one small trick, very nice trick. That is called as story making. Now understand what is story making. अगर मैं हिंदी में बोलूं, इसका मतलब होता है कहानी बनाना. तो देखते हैं कहानी कैसे बनती है इसकी. आराम से कहानी बन जाती है. We can easily make a story out of it. So let's see how the story is. Boat trip around Tasmania. Now, if you guys know what is Tasmania, Tasmania is a state or a province in Australia. It's a very small island in Australia. A very small island in Australia that is called Tasmania. Now, it's a boat trip, you know. The boat will leave the harbor, go to Tasmania, and then come back from there. What is the maximum number of people who can stand on each side of the boat? You know what is the meaning of this on each side of the board? Let me clear it to you. Now, the board is like this. For example, this is the board. This is one side. This is the other side. So the question is the number of people who can stand on each side of the boat. Again, he's going to confuse you a lot. So make it very sure that you listen to it very properly. Okay? Okay, now the next one is, what color are the tour boats? That means they will speak of multiple colors. So you have to select the best color, which is the most appropriately painted on the boat. Okay, let's see the next one. Now, you know, these kind of questions happen to be very tricky. Which lunchbox is suitable for someone who doesn't eat meat or fish out of these three lunchboxes? So you have to listen to it very carefully because he is going to definitely confuse you a lot. Next, What should people do with the litter? Do you know what is litter? Litter means the rubbish. What should they do with the rubbish? Okay, so I am going to play the audio and let us see how you attempt this. I'll switch off my video. All right, let us start.
Part 2. You will hear a tour guide, Lou Miller, speaking to a group of people about a boat trip they are going to take around the Australian island of Tasmania. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
So, hello everyone. My name's Lou Miller and I'm going to be your tour guide today as we take this fantastic boat trip around the Tasmanian coast. Before we set off, I just want to tell you a few things about our journey. Our boats aren't huge, as you can see. We already have 3 staff members on board, and on top of that, we can transport a further 15 people, that's you, around the coastline. But please note, if there are more than 9 people on either side of the boat, we'll move some of you over. Otherwise, all 18 of us will end up in the sea. We've recently upgraded all our boats. They used to be jet black, but our new ones now have these comfortable dark red seats and a light green exterior in order to stand out from others and help promote our company. This gives our boats a rather unique appearance, don't you think? We offer you a free lunchbox during the trip, and we have 3 types. Lunchbox 1 contains ham and tomato sandwiches. Lunchbox 2 contains a cheddar cheese roll. And Lunchbox 3 is salad-based and also contains eggs and tuna. All 3 lunchboxes also have a packet of crisps and chocolate bar inside. Please let staff know which lunchbox you prefer. I'm sure I don't have to ask you not to throw anything into the sea. We don't have any bins to put litter in, but Jess, myself or Ray, our other guide, will collect it from you after lunch and put it all in a large plastic sack.
Okay, so now this was very tricky. The third question especially is very, very tricky. You have to understand the question and then give the answer. Okay, so now let's talk about one question each and listen to this conversation once again. But before I start doing that, I request you to please post your answers in the chat boxes. The people who are sitting in my Zoom room, welcome Varinder Singh to you. Please write your answers in the chat box, and the people sitting on YouTube are again requested to do the same. Okay, so here we have Baljinder Kaur says talk in English. All right, Baljinder, I will take your advice and talk in English. Deep cover, could you please provide tactics or effective strategies for understanding open-ended or close-ended questions in multiple choice questions? Deep cover, the questions that I'm doing with you are both the types, open-ended and the close-ended questions. So I request you to come into my Zoom room. So let's talk about it there, right? It needs discussion. So let's talk about it there. Baljinder Kaur has given the answers. 11th is 9, 13th is A, and 14th is B. You've missed out 12th. And the people in my Zoom room, they have also given the answers. So Navdeep Vrinder says 11th is A, 12th is C, 13th is B, and 14th is B. Navdeep Kaur says 11th is A, 12th is A, 13th is C, and 14th is B. Muskan says 11th A, 12th, 11th C, 12th A, 13th B, and 14th is C. And Navdeep has also written, all right. So I think we have all the answers ready. So now the time has come to see the answers and explain you in detail what are they saying. Okay. So now these are the answers. 11th is A, that is 9. See, we have to see each side. 9 each side. Suppose this is the boat and the 9 people are here on this side and 9 are on this side. So that makes a total of 18 with 9 each. Okay. What color are the tour boats? Now, this was a very tricky question. He says it was dark black, jet black or dark black. The tapestry, the chairs are dark red, but we want the tour boat's color. And the exterior is light green, which makes us different from the others. So let us talk about the other questions which are here. So which lunchbox he is talking about is most suitable for the person who doesn't eat meat or fish? Lunchbox 1, lunchbox 2, and lunchbox 3. Now, what does it contain? It contains eggs and tuna. Tuna is a kind of a fish. 2, it says cheese, cheddar cheese. So that is a cheese, and this contains meat. So next one, what should people do with the litter? So he says, we don't have bins. We don't have bins means we do not have the waste paper baskets. We don't have the bins. Don't have bins. So what a staff member will come and collect it from you. And he doesn't talk about take it home. So these are my answers. So I'm going to play this audio once again so that you can be clear with what the answers are. So let us listen to it once more.
Part 2. You will hear a tour guide, Lou Miller, speaking to a group of people about a boat trip they are going to take. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
So, hello everyone. My name's Lou Miller, and I'm going to be your tour guide today as we take this fantastic boat trip around the Tasmanian coast. Before we set off, I just want to tell you a few things about our journey. Our boats aren't huge, as you can see. We already have 3 staff members on board, and on top of that, we can transport a further 15 people, that's you, around the coastline. But please note, if there are more than 9 people on either side of the boat, we'll move some of you over. Otherwise, all 18 of us will end up in the sea. We've recently upgraded all our boats. They used to be jet black, but our new ones now have these comfortable dark red seats and a light green exterior in order to stand out from others and help promote our company. This gives our boats a rather unique appearance, don't you think? We offer you a free lunchbox during the trip, and we have three types. Lunchbox 1 contains This gives our boats a rather unique appearance, don't you think? We offer you a free lunchbox during the trip, and we have three types. Lunchbox 1 contains ham and tomato sandwiches. Lunchbox 2 contains a cheddar cheese roll. And Lunchbox 3 is salad-based and also contains eggs and tuna. All three lunchboxes also have a packet of crisps and chocolate bar inside. Please let staff know which lunchbox you prefer. I'm sure I don't have to ask you not to throw anything into the sea. We don't have any bins to put litter in, but Jess, myself or Ray, our other guide, will collect it from you after lunch and put it all in a large plastic sack.
Okay, so I believe you are very clear with what the answers are. So let us see, how have you done it? And let's do some discussion on what went wrong. So let us talk to Varinder. Varinder, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, good evening, sir.
Very good evening, Varinder. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm very good too. Varinder, what's your score?
In exam?
No, in the 4 questions that we did right now. All are correct?
All are correct. Yes.
All are correct. Okay. So which one did you find the trickiest out of them? So let me open the screen. So which one was the trickiest according to you?
13th, because I was not aware about the meaning of ham.
You were not sure about the meaning of ham. Okay. So what do you think is ham?
I just searched it on Google. It's a part of meat of pig.
It's a pig, right? It's a pig. The pig meat is called as ham. And did you know what is tuna?
Tuna is a fish.
Tuna is a kind of a fish, and generally sandwiches are made out of tuna. They make a lot of sandwiches of tuna. So this is supposed to be a very, very famous fish in abroad. Varinder, can you tell me the famous fish in India? Or in Punjab or in North India?
I'm not aware. Sorry. Vegetarian, not sure.
I know, but just give a thought. Let's see. Deepika says it's sushi. Deepika, can you unmute yourself and answer? Hi, Deepika. Deepika, can you unmute and answer, please? Muskan, which question was the toughest question out of all these 4 questions?
सर 12 वाला टफ है, ट्रिकी था थोड़ा.
12th वाला ट्रिकी था आपके ख्याल से?
Yes, sir.
बहुत ज्यादा. 12th वाला था कलर ऑफ द बोट्स. ये आपको ट्रिकी लगा है?
Yes, sir.
तो आपको ये ठीक हो गया, आपका ये वाला क्वेश्चन जो यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है ये?
सर यस, ये ठीक था.
अरे वाह, आपको पता था हैम क्या होता है?
सर हैम का नहीं सर, उसने जो बी बोला था ना, ये जो
चीज बोला था उसने.
सर जैसे उसने चीज वगैरह बोला था, मैंने सोचा कि वेजिटेरियन में आता है, इसलिए मैंने ने बी लगाया था.
बड़ी स्मार्ट हो, वेरी नाइस. ओके,
सर,
अच्छा आपको ये वाला मुश्किल क्यों लगा? 12th वाला आपको मुश्किल क्यों लगा?
सर मैं कंफ्यूज हो गई थी कि डार्क रेड कलर बोला था, फिर उसने कहा कि कंफर्टेबल है सीट के लिए, तो उसके बाद में उसने लाइट ग्रीन की बात की, इसमें कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करती है, इसलिए मैंने ना ए लगा दिया.
वेरी, इसमें इसने बोला एक्सटीरियर थे. एक्सटीरियर का मतलब क्या होता है, बताएंगे मेरे को जरा?
सर बाहर वाला जैसे कलर कहते हैं.
एक्सटीरियर का उल्टा क्या होता है? व्हाट इज द ऑपोजिट वर्ड ऑफ एक्सटीरियर?
इंटीरियर.
इंटीरियर. अच्छा, अगर मैं बोलता हूँ आपका घर कौन से रंग का है, तो मैं किसकी बात कर रहा हूँ, एक्सटीरियर की कि इंटीरियर की?
एक्सटीरियर की.
एक्सटीरियर की बात कर रहा हूँ, राइट? ओके.
Yes, sir.
आपको 14th वाला क्लियर हो गया था?
सर यस.
14th वाला क्लियर था. 11th वाला भी क्लियर था?
यस सर.
वंडरफुल, वेरी नाइस. चलिए आगे चलते हैं, ठीक है? तो नेक्स्ट पार्ट होगा हमारा, इसमें ना हमने 2 चीजें सिलेक्ट करनी है. 15th and 16th क्वेश्चन में चूज टू लेटर्स A and E. तो इसको ध्यान से देखो क्या आंसर्स हैं इसके. अब मैं इसे प्ले कर रहा हूं, ध्यान से सुनना.
The engine on the boat makes quite a lot of noise, so before we head off, let me tell you a few things about what you're going to see. This area is famous for its ancient lighthouse, which you'll see from the boat as we turn past the first little island. It was built in 1838 to protect sailors, as a number of shipwrecks had led to significant loss of life. The construction itself was complicated, as some of the original drawings kept by the local council show. It sits right on top of the cliffs in a very isolated spot. In the 19th century, there were many jobs there, such as polishing the brass lamps, chopping firewood, and cleaning windows that kept lighthouse keepers busy. These workers were mainly prison convicts until the middle of that century, when ordinary families willing to live in such circumstances took over.
All right. So now I want you to answer these two questions, 15th and 16th, and write down in the chat box. Write down in the chat box, please. Okay. So we have the answers coming in, and the people on YouTube, you are requested to please write down in the chat box. Write down what you're doing in the chat box, please. It'll be easy for me to evaluate you. Okay. So Varinder Singh says the answer is D and A. Deepika says the answer is A and D. Muskan says the answer is A and C. On the YouTube, Baljinder Kaur says the answer is A and C. And rest of the people, please write down your answers. I request you to write down your answers, please, so that I can come to know where is the mistake, what problems are we facing. Okay, so if I talk about answers 15 and 16, the answers are A and D. So let us listen to this once again. तो पहले इंटरव्यू करते हैं मुस्कान की. मुस्कान, आपको क्यों लगा कि आंसर गलत है? अनम्यूट करके बताइए मेरे को. आपका एक गलत हुआ. क्यों गलत हुआ आपका एक?
सर मुझे स्टैफर्ड का मीनिंग नहीं पता था.
किसका मीनिंग नहीं पता था आपको?
स्टैफर्ड सर वर्ड था ना एस पे. स्टैफर्ड.
स्टाफ्ड का मतलब है वहां कौन लोग थे, कर्मचारी कौन थे. ठीक है, काम करने वाले कौन थे. तो हम दोबारा से प्ले करते हैं, जिसको दो फीचर बताने हैं लाइट हाउस के जो लू मेंशन करता है. ठीक है, तो दो फीचर देखते हैं कौन से हैं इसमें.
The engine on the boat makes quite a lot of noise, so before we head off, let me tell you a few things about what you're going to see. This area is famous for its ancient lighthouse, which you'll see from the boat as we turn past the first little island. It was built in 1838 to protect sailors, as a number of shipwrecks had led to significant loss of life. The construction itself was complicated, as some of the original drawings kept by the local council show. It sits right on top of the cliffs in a very isolated spot. In the 19th century, there were many jobs there, such as polishing the brass lamps, chopping firewood, and cleaning windows that kept lighthouse keepers busy. These workers were mainly prison convicts until the middle of that century, when ordinary families willing to live in such circumstances took over.
Okay, so I think now you are clear with what the answers are. Why it was built, he gave you the reason, and the people who were inside it, they are the workers. So he talked about them as well. So A and D are the two clear-cut answers. Muskan, am I clear with it now?
Yes, sir.
समझ आ गया आपको बिल्कुल पूरा?
Yes, sir.
चलिए आगे चलते हैं. जो मेरे अगले क्वेश्चन हैं वो फिर से वैसा ही है. Question number 17 and question number 18. So what you have to do, you have to find out two types of creature you might come close near the boat. So let us see what the answers are.
Over. Some of you have asked me what creatures we can expect to see. I know everyone loves the penguins, but they're very shy and unfortunately tend to hide from passing boats. But you might see birds in the distance, such as sea eagles, flying around the cliff edges where they nest. When we get to the rocky area inhabited by fur seals, we'll stop and watch them swimming around the coast. They're inquisitive creatures, so don't be surprised if one pops up right in front of you. Their predators, orca whales, hunt along the coastline too, but spotting one of these is rare. Dolphins, on the other hand, can sometimes approach on their own or in groups as they ride the waves beside us.
Okay, so now he has talked about two kinds of creatures, one who are close and the others who are far. Remember, whenever we talk in English, the last R is not pronounced. So mostly you will see if it is for, we say it is for in Indian English, but for is the right pronunciation of this word. And if I talk about this word called as far, it's not far, it's far, very far from us. So, this kind of pronunciation really helps you out if you understand what is it. So if I talk about R coming in the middle, F-O-R-T-H, fourth, R is in the middle, then it is not silent. But when R is in the end, it is generally silent. Generally silent means it is generally silent. Okay? So this is a small phonetic tip. So if you want to improve your pronunciation and you are talking in English and you have to give the paper, it's not paper, it's paper, paper. So P-A-P-E-R, again, R is not pronounced, it's silent. So it's paper, okay? So if when you're giving the paper, make it sure that you tone down your pronunciation. The R has to be spoken very softly, okay? So it will help you decrease your mother tongue influence. Very important thing. So I want your answers right now on these 17th and 18th question. So Sumra Nuraman says it's A and B. Baljinder Kaur says it's A and C. And the people who are sitting online in the Zoom room with me, welcome Mitul Tandon. Tell me the answer, what you have written. Deepika has written BC and Mitul Tandon has written AC. Vrinder, you have written BC. Okay, Mitul has written AC. Deepika has written BC and Muskan has written AC. Muskan is BC. All right. So let us listen to it once again. Vrinder, can you tell us the right thing? What happened here? Yeah, Vrinder, can you tell us something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you tell me the right answer, please?
B and C.
How it's B and C?
Firstly, he talked about penguins. He said that they are shy and never
Penguins
come
are
close to them.
shy, so they don't come close. So it's the wrong answer. Okay. What about sea eagles?
Sea eagles, he said that along the coastline, something like that.
So they are far, right? They are far. What about fur
And
seals?
they might pop out in front of you.
What is the meaning of pop out?
What means suddenly appearing?
They suddenly appear near the boat.
And for whales, he said it's a rare that they come close.
It is very rare that they come close.
And for the
Rare
dolphins,
come close. Yeah.
for the dolphins, he says that they sometimes.
Okay. So they say they'll come close. All right. So what we'll do, we'll listen to it once again so that we are sure the answers are correct or not correct. So we have a lot of people giving the answers on YouTube also. Some of them are wrong, some of them are right. So Sumra says AB, Baljinder says AC. Okay, let us listen to it.
Over. Some of you have asked me what creatures we can expect to see. I know everyone loves the penguins, but they're very shy and unfortunately tend to hide from passing boats. But you might see birds in the distance, such as sea eagles, flying around the cliff edges where they nest. When we get to the rocky area inhabited by fur seals, we'll stop and watch them swimming around the coast. They're inquisitive creatures, so don't be surprised if one pops up right in front of you. Their predators, orca whales, hunt along the coastline too, but spotting one of these is rare. Dolphins, on the other hand, can sometimes approach on their own or in groups as they ride the waves beside us.
Okay, so these are my answers. Answer number. So let us see. The answers are B and C. Pop-up is close and dolphins are again close. So let's go further and answer questions 19 and 20. So I'm going to play this again. Not again, I'm going to play it for the first time. Listen to it very carefully. I'm not going to help you. Read out the question. The choice is a little longer and tougher.
Lastly, I want to mention the caves. Tasmania is famous for its caves, and the ones we'll pass by are so amazing that people are lost for words when they see them. They can only be approached by sea, but if you feel that you want to see more than we're able to show you, then you can take a kayak into the area on another day, and one of our staff will give you more information on that. What we'll do is to go through a narrow channel past some incredible rock formations, and from there we'll be able to see the openings to the caves, and at that point we'll talk to you about what lies beyond.
Okay, so now I want you to answer these two questions. They're pretty weird, very weird. Answer them. Answer these questions. So Mitul Tandon says A and D. Deepika, Muskan, Varinder, your answers are missing. Please write down your answers. Deepika says A and D. Varinder, what is your answer? Write down your answers, please. Heard only one clearly. Varinder says heard only one clearly. Okay. Okay. Sumra says D and E. Okay. Varinder's internet is not stable. Oh, all right. All right. So don't worry. We'll play it again so you can figure it out again. So we are left with Muskan. Muskan says BD, Deepika, Muskan, Mithul, and Varinder. All are done. Okay. So let me see the YouTube. Sumra says D and E. Okay. Mithul, can you unmute yourself, please? Hi, Mithul.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, Mithul, you said what is the answer?
A and D.
Why do you say it's A and D?
Actually, sir, एक लिसन नहीं हुआ था, but मैंने सोचा कि ये हो सकता है वैसे, पर
Okay.
फिर D, हाँ जी, D का पता लग गया था.
So let's do it once again, okay? So I'm playing this once again. I'm not telling you the answers because a lot of people missed it out. This was a tough one.
Lastly, I want to mention the caves. Tasmania is famous for its caves, and the ones we'll pass by are so amazing that people are lost for words when they see them. They can only be approached by sea, but if you feel that you want to see more than we're able to show you, then you can take a kayak into the area on another day, and one of our staff will give you more information on that. What we'll do is to go through a narrow channel past some incredible rock formations, and from there we'll be able to see the openings to the caves, and at that point we'll talk to you about what lies beyond.
Okay, so now let's listen to the answers. Let's see the answers, what they are. And we'll do it third time. The answers are D and E. So I hope it's a little clear. Varinder, is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you please tell me why is the answer D?
Because they said they will explain it.
Wonderful. He said that they will explain. Who they? The one who are taking them for the ride. Explain. And why E?
This time I missed E, but I'm sure first three are not there.
Okay, so let me hear about Mithul. Mithul, what do you think it's E?
Yes, sir.
Why is it E?
Sir, because he said that एक चीज लेके जा सकते हैं वहाँ पे. Food,
You can go by a kayak.
Yeah.
You know what's
इसका
a
मतलब कि
kayak?
food.
Kayak is a very narrow boat. It's called as a kayak.
Okay.
They say they cannot be reached on foot. So he did not talk about this. He did not talk about this. He did not talk about this. But these two things he spoke and he paraphrased them. So I'm going to play this again for you because I'm dead sure that you still don't understand a part of it. So let me play this once again for you.
Lastly, I want to mention the caves. Tasmania is famous for its caves, and the ones we'll pass by are so amazing that people are lost for words when they see them. They can only be approached by sea, but if you feel that you want to see more than we're able to show you, then you can take a kayak into the area on another day, and one of our staff will give you more information on that. What we'll do is to go through a narrow channel past some incredible rock formations, and from there we'll be able to see the openings to the caves, and at that point we'll talk to you about what lies beyond.
Now, see the questions. We will talk. Okay? And here he says, which is only by sea, which means not by foot, only by sea and not by foot. The word kayak is a narrow boat. It's a very narrow boat. It's called as kayak. Okay, so I believe these are the answers now. So your answers will be in a much better condition if you keep on analyzing your answers. And this was a very difficult question, okay? And trust me, all the section is difficult. Section number 2, it was section number 2. Generally, it is not that difficult, but this time I have taken up a section which is actually tough. So I want you to write down your total answers out of 10. So these are the answers. 11th is A, 12th is C, 13th and 14th is B. 15, 16 AD can be in any order. 17, 18 BC in any order. 19, 20 DE in any order. In any order. They can be in any order. Okay? So now I request you to write down your answers in the chat box. If you score 8, 9, and 10, you are good. If you are scoring 5, 6, and 7, it is just okay. And if you score 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you are not okay. You need help. You need help. Okay? So I'll just cover this with you. Let me see what's your score and how much did you get. So Baljinder Kaur got 5, and out of you people, Mithul got 2 on 4. Okay. Vrinder got 10 on 10. Last question and second attempt, sir. Okay. So that means 9 on 10. Okay. Mithul got 2 out of 2 because he was late. Muskan got 7 and Deepika got 9 out of 10. Baljinder got 5. And rest of the people who are sitting on YouTube, please write down your answers so that I can come to know that what should we do tomorrow. So let us have a discussion on what should be done tomorrow. Do you want the multiple choice questions which are difficult? We can do it again tomorrow because 20 questions are going to come in the real exam, which are going to be multiple choice questions. So let's talk about, Vrinder, what do you think we should be doing?
Both MCQ and matching, as these have equal weightage.
Yes.
10 and 10.
Yeah, true. Okay. Mithul Tandon, what do you think we should be doing tomorrow?
Sir, multiple question.
Multiple choice questions? Do you have a
Yes,
problem
sir.
with them?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because of the answers are very long.
Answers are very long and very tricky. Okay. Muskan, what is your opinion? What should be done tomorrow?
Sir, MCQ.
MCQs. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what Deepika told me that she wants maps. Okay, Deepika, don't worry. We'll look into the consideration, maps and illustrations. And the people sitting on YouTube, please answer back to me. What would you like me to conduct tomorrow? And before I do that, I would like to answer Deep Cover's answer. Deep Cover gave me a very nice question. He said that could you please provide tricks or tactics and strategies for understanding open-ended or close-ended questions in multiple choice questions. Now, if you look at the questions of multiple choice questions, there are some questions which are direct answer. So he'll speak, you will give the direct answer. That is a close-ended question. Now, what is an open-ended question? In which he says something that doesn't mean, okay? It means something else. You have to infer the answer. It is not directly spoken. It's inference of the answer. So in section number 3, that is the kind of questions which come. In section number 2, it is generally open-ended questions. So today we have done mainly open-ended questions, but some questions were not open-ended. If you've seen this section, it was a very difficult section. Okay. So now, if I talk about the multiple choice question in the examination, 2 sections are going to be that. Number 2 and number 3 are going to be there with multiple choice questions. It might be any form. It can be in any form. But generally what is coming is matching. You match some categories with some other categories and you fix them up. The maps which are there are coming, but they are very less in frequency right now. The main frequency of the things that are coming are multiple choice questions with 4 options or 3 options. That is there. That is very common right now. So we should be working very hard on them. So what I think is that tomorrow we will do multiple choice questions which are for 3 or 4 options. So Vrinder, is it okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you have anything to talk about your examination?
It was simple.
It was simple. So when did you give your exam? On Saturday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Sunday?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yesterday was Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yes. On
Okay.
Sunday.
A computer-based exam, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Right. So I think we'll shut up the session here and meet you tomorrow at the same time, right? If you have something to talk, do let me know.